Hello everyone, my name is Praval Krishna and today I am here with a presentation on language training program for team leaders. To give you a brief, this training program is specifically modeled for team leaders, bosses, leaders who are aspiring to communicate effectively in English with their team members. So before we start this presentation, let's first understand the expected outcomes from this training program. The first outcome which we are expecting is that team leaders should be able to communicate effectively in English with their team members. The next outcome, which is even more important, is that team leaders should learn new vocabulary relevant to their KRAs. KRAs is key responsibility areas. And one more expectation which we are expecting is that team leaders will share experience and will collectively try to find solution to it, which is very important in a professional environment. But before we start, let's understand what a communication is. So can we say that a hyperliterate will be a better communicator? Like a hyperliterate, a highly learned person, can he be a better communicator? I will say no to it. A communicator is a person who can effectively communicate or who can effectively share his ideas, his thoughts with his team or with the person he is trying to communicate. If you'll understand the definition of communication, the definition in itself says that whatever is being said or whatever is being shared either by words or by action or by expression is being understood in the same way as the communicator wants the other person to understand. So it's not necessary that a hyperliterate person is a better communicator. We can see a lot of reels these days like Kacha Badam. That guy was a totally illiterate person, but even after that he was able to communicate his ideas in a very professional manner, in a very vibrant way, which I must say that was commendable. So let's understand that for understanding communication, for being a better communicator, you need to have a good command on your expressions, on your vocabulary, on your body language, on your facial expressions, rather than being a hyperliterate person. So this myth that only a hyperliterate person can be a better communicator is totally something which we need to let go. Apart from that, we also need to understand that with whom do we mostly talk to and what problems do we face while communicating in English with them. It's very important because we do not talk to everyone in the organization. We do not talk to each and every person we find on the road. We mostly talk to the person with whom we are associated. And apart from that, when we are communicating, when we are trying to communicate, we face certain problems with them. So first try to eliminate these problems by having a task which is Pandora's box. Now what this task is, that this task basically consists two KRAs as a team leader, two key responsibilities areas for the team, in which you give the instruction to your team member, you give the instruction to your subordinate, and then try to take the feedback. It's a very expressive, it's a very straightforward method to judge whether the other person is able to understand you the way you want or not. Say for example, I say sit down and I say sit down please. Both these things have different expression. Both these things will be taken in a very different way by the other person. So if you take the feedback, if you give the instruction and if you take the feedback, you will get to know yourself how the other person is taking your words. The next task which you can say is instructions. It's like there is an old saying, do what I say, don't do what I do. Basically you give your instructions but you do the opposite thing. Say for example, you try to play a game with your subordinates and you say touch your nose, and rather than touching your nose, you are touching your shoulder. So just see whether the other person is imitating your physical language or your verbal communication. So these ways you will be able to understand how much adaptability is there in the other person for your communication, for your expressions, for your thoughts. Apart from that, To talk like a leader, I am now going to give you certain points, certain sentences, certain starters which will assist you in talking like a leader. For example, if you have to find out what's wrong with something, there are problems, there are issues in any organization, and if you have to find out what's wrong, you can say, I dash the problem. Now, can I hear the word? Can I hear the word which starts with I? If you have said inform, then that's the right word. Inform the problem. To find out what is wrong, to find out what is the problem, you just need to inform the problem. To fix the problem, for fixing the problem, we use the word repair. Repair the issues. Repair, like there are many other words which can be used, but repair is something which is very professional and taken in a very positive way in a professional environment. To give people confidence, I can guess that you already know this word. It's yes. Motivate my team. So as a leader, when you are a leader, you have to motivate your team. To give work your attention. The F word is focus on your work. So you have to focus on your work. Let's continue. Spend as little as possible. M-R. So you have to manage our time. Time management is very critical, very important, and very precious. As you already know, time is money. So time management is very, very important for all of us. Spend as little as possible. For that, you can say manage your time or manage our time, or I need to manage my time. Make as much benefit as possible. For this, you can say make your opportunities or generate more opportunities. So make your opportunities. You have to make your own opportunities, or you have to generate your own opportunities, generate more opportunities for yourself, for the team, for the organization, or for the entire region. For use the new ideas. For this expression, you can use the starter as invent the strategies. Invent the strategies. You need to invent. You need to come out with new strategies. You need to come out with new ideas. So these are starters. These are few starters which you can use in order to talk like a leader with your subordinates. Apart from that, there are certain power words which I have used here for positive feedbacks. Now, in any organization, you need to give positive and negative feedbacks either to your subordinates or to your authorities. So, in order to give positive feedback, some power words which you can use: for awesome, you can use appreciate or encourage. For radical, you can use new or out of the box thinking. For stupendous, stupendous can be used for brilliant, fantastic. Bravo can be used for congratulations or well done. Resolve word can be used for firm intention, a strong intention, or to solve. Ingenious word can be used for something which is extremely brilliant or clever. Exciting word can be used for instills positive interest. Path breaking word can be used for innovative or that has never been done before. So these words can be used in order to have a positive feedback vis-a-vis having a better impression in front of your team members. Some phrases for positive feedback can also be used as a leader, like I am impressed, or that's much better. You are doing well, or I am proud of you. This is beautiful. Keep up the good work. That's coming along nicely, or you are getting better every day. So when we talk about positive feedback, giving negative feedbacks also positively is very important. See, many a times we give negative feedback in such a way that instead of motivating, we demotivate the person, which in turn hampers the qualitative time, which hampers the productivity of the employee and the organization as a whole. So we need to learn how to give negative feedbacks positively. For that, some sentences, some phrases which I have mentioned here are: Like say for example, if I'm giving a feedback to my employee, I can say you should learn to manage more effectively. If the person has not been able to deliver properly, we can say that you need to learn, or you should learn to manage more effectively. Or we can say not exactly, if the person is giving some suggestion but we are not very much okay with that suggestion, with that advice, so we can say not exactly, and then we can elaborate what is wrong with the suggestion or what is wrong with the action. If some person has tried something good but the expected result hasn't been delivered, then we can say good try, but you can improve more, or good try but, and then you can elaborate what was wrong and what better things could have been done. Or let's try that again. So now in this phrase you are giving the person the hope that the person is not alone. You yourself is getting indulged into the action, and then you both are going to try that again. So that further motivates the person instead of demotivating it. And then you are almost right. If the person is right up to like for the maximum portion of the action or the word, but not 100%, then you can say you are almost right. And last one is I am afraid or sorry, but that's not quite right. So when the person is wrong, when the person has done something wrong, and when the person is saying something wrong, when the action is something wrong, then you can say here sorry doesn't mean that you are apologizing. Here sorry, you are using the word sorry in order to show pity on the situation, that though the person has tried, but even after that the person hasn't been able to deliver up to the mark. Apart from this, we have one more thing which is equally important, and that is happy, angry and sad. See, the person here, now if you can see the photo, the person is happy, angry and sad. It's the same person with the same expression. So you need not to do that. It's not like you, if you are happy, then show your happiness. If you are angry, then do not be too furious in your expressions, but at least show that you are disappointed. And if you are sad, then show it. Do not expect the other person to be a magician and understand your emotions, understand your thought process. Try to communicate it. Try to communicate with your expressions. Try to communicate with your body language. Try to communicate with your words. In fact, I must say here that in the overall communication, only 7% is counted for words. Rest 93% is your voice, your tone, intonation, I must say, voice modulation, your body language, your facial expressions, your eyes, all these things constitute for the rest 93%. So use everything in order to be a better communicator. So this is it for this session. In the next session, we will see some more things like team sessions to acquire skills on two-way communications. Like two-way communications is very much important. In this session, we have understood how to communicate with the subordinate, how to talk like a leader. But in the next session, we'll try to understand how to communicate with the team leaders, like with your boss, with your leader, with your senior authorities. Next, we will understand in the next session is how to put up the queries and how to resolve them. It is very important. Many times people do not know how to ask questions, and since the question is not clear, the resolution is also not clear. So I'll give you some starters on how to put up the queries and how to resolve them, and then we will, for teachers, for educationalists, we will also try to understand some classroom English. So with this, I will say goodbye to all of you, and do not forget to mention your questions or share your feedback in the comment section, because that will give me an opportunity to learn and improve on my skills, on my skill set, and to deliver as per your expectations. So thank you so much and have a good day. Bye bye.